I'm Alex Burkhart. I'm an entrepreneur here in Cincinnati and also adjunct professor at the University of Cincinnati. I teach a course on entrepreneurship and innovation. And one key concept that we talk about in my class is this concept of entrepreneurship through acquisition, which is buying previous businesses been operating and generating income on a traditional basis and now kind of infusing innovative methodologies and techniques to help them grow in various ways.
Entrepreneurship through acquisition is a business pathway where entrepreneurs acquire and grow existing businesses as opposed to starting something from scratch. Entrepreneurship through acquisition is important because it allows an entrepreneur to step into an existing business that already has a customer base, cash flow, and has an operational infrastructure that allows them to effectively grow and create value.
You've got all these entrepreneurs that want to buy or own businesses, and traditionally they want to just start them from scratch, right? And you've heard many of the great stories where you'll take a business concept, an idea, and create a technology around it and try to raise capital. And unfortunately, there's a lot of those businesses that fail. And if you think about going back to kind of the traditional fundamentals of how businesses were kind of created, it's just kind of rolling up your sleeves, focusing on a pre-existing business model that works. And that's what entrepreneurship acquisition has a huge opportunity to take advantage of. Is there's tons of entrepreneurs that have owned businesses for years like this that are kind of transitioning, whether they're retiring or they're just tired of running the business, and bringing in entrepreneurs that have an aspiration to take the business to a next level. And we're kind of branding it in a different way, not just us, but this has been a concept throughout the country by kind of coining this term ETA, Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition, builds a greater community around this concept and brings people together to increase the probability of success.
ETA is crucial now because over 40% of all existing U.S. businesses are currently owned by baby boomers. And over the next 10 years, it's projected that 10 to 12 million small to mid-sized businesses are going to be either sold, transferred, or put out of business. This is an opportunity to capitalize on this incredible transfer of generational wealth.
Oftentimes when trying to start a business, your odds of success are very low. There's stats out there that the odds of success of starting a business from scratch is maybe 10%. But when an entrepreneurship through acquisition business is the strategy that you take, they argue that depending on the industry or where it's at, it could be at least an 80% chance of success. So therefore it allows you to kind of increase that probability of what it might take to become an entrepreneur and be successful at it. Also, a lot of entrepreneurship through acquisition based businesses are considered to be boring. Well, I sometimes would argue that a boring based business is in need of the innovative techniques and methodologies that get infused into the business in order to grow.
We are excited to be developing a resource pathway around ETA here at the University of Cincinnati, where our clients are going to be able to understand the fundamentals of sourcing, evaluating, and purchasing businesses through the delivery of content, mentorship, and connecting our clients to our vast Bearcat alumni network. We look forward to educating our clients on this generational transfer of wealth and how to capitalize on it.
I think it goes back to everything that you see is about, right, which is education. Obviously there's many other things that surround the university, but and specifically an experiential learning aspect to the education. And so we want to be the kind of front door, so to speak, of, hey, there's a lot of people that are talking about this next wave of entrepreneurship through acquisition, and what better place to go than one of the best learning environments in the country here at the University of Cincinnati, where you can come in, you can get access to resources and practitioners in the space and so forth that can help educate the future generation of those that want to buy businesses. And so our hope is that, again, UC is the main place that people can come to get a formal education around it, whether it's an undergraduate class, an MBA class, or professional certificate, whatever it might be, to kind of meet those learners in their journey with where they're at.
My name is Charlie Breidenbach. I'm a student at the University of Cincinnati, majoring in both entrepreneurship and insurance and risk management, and I was a student in Alex Burkhart's class. Before even taking his class, I was involved in the Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition space. That was before I even heard the term Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition coined in my realm, but it's really the path that I've taken as a student.
In entrepreneurship in general, right, there's risk. And sometimes I say that what better time in life to take a risk than early on in your career. Now there's a balance. Do you have the right experience or perspective to be able to properly navigate through this type of risky business? I would argue that I've got students that are well beyond their years. I think students have all the capability in the world, especially if they have the hustle, right? And that's what you hear a lot. Not that I don't have the hustle myself, I still do at the age that I'm at, but as you progress in life, you have different things that kind of can be make you move a little bit slower, whether it's a family or it's a home or whatever it is. When you're a student, that kind of floor, so to speak, is a little bit lower, and you can kind of raise your ceiling, so to speak, in the process because you don't have as much to lose. At the same time, I do preface, like, this is risky and it's not for everyone, but I think there's many students that if exposed to the right principles and thinking and support to go and acquire a business, they can be just as successful as someone that's been running a business.
So my sophomore year of college here at the University of Cincinnati, I partnered with actually a student who I've grown up with my whole life, and we started a window cleaning company. We scaled that and made it profitable over the next 13 months, and then in November of 2024, we were able to sell that window cleaning company to another company here in Cincinnati, and that was an acquisition that propelled us to then take that money along with a couple different investors and venture-backed people here in Cincinnati to push that into an asphalt infrastructure solutions company. And what we do is we provide a product that is proprietary, and it uses non-petroleum based solutions to extend the life of asphalt while also reducing the costs greatly.
So I think Cincinnati, Ohio, and the Midwest for that matter, is a great place to be doing entrepreneurship through acquisition type businesses. Not saying that we can't compete with the coast in the way they have and building amazing startups in Silicon Valley and San Francisco all the way to New York, and there's great things that we're doing here in town on that front. But I think a part of our Midwestern roots, our ability to kind of roll up our sleeves, take these businesses that have been around for generations and work on them kind of in the consumer branding capital of the world almost at times that they say with Procter & Gamble and some of the other CPG companies that are in town. How can we take advantage of our strengths and look at a business that typically might have been boring and make it a little bit more attractive with the things that we can control, from whether it's the business model or the branding of the company or the people that work within it. I think there's a lot of innovation and opportunity doing that compared to some of the things that make it more complex when you're trying to innovate on a business on the coast. The cost of living here is more affordable. There's several different components that can go in to make Cincinnati a competitive advantage. And also there's a ton of really great small businesses here in Cincinnati. And if we can continue to educate both sides of what you'd call the marketplace, those that have businesses that are looking to sell and those that are looking to buy them, I think we can have a really unique group of people that continue to carry that tradition forward.
We are excited to be delving into ETA and helping our entrepreneurs find financial success.